afternoon as a dangerous forest fire continues to burn in Atlantic County. Here's the scene as it looked from Skycam 3 this afternoon. Hundreds of firefighters are trying desperately to stop the flames from spreading. The fire has already consumed almost 1,800 acres in Mullica Township, and that's where News 3's Walt Hunter is live with the very latest. Walt?
Well, Steph, when those winds kicked up around 2 o'clock, the radio started crackling. The units started being dispatched here, including that water-dropping helicopter you see right behind me. But the good news is, just within the hour, word from fire officials here, this fire is 90% contained. It is no longer a serious threat. As seen from Skycam 3, following an overnight battle, firefighters contained the flames after they had scorched more than 1,700 acres. While helicopters with loads of water worked to keep hot spots from rekindling, neighbors who had evacuated their homes as a precaution the night before, fearing the flames, now returned, grateful the fire had been stopped.
I'm so glad. I'm scared last night. I'm really worried because I didn't say nothing.
Okay, I'll walk down in there. You can wait right there.
The fight against the forest fire was hot, dirty, and dangerous work. The firefighters battling along narrow roads, hoping to keep the fire from jumping ahead.
You feel the heat and you just want to get away from it as fast as possible, but you just deal with it.
Work with your partners, work with your team, your crews. It all comes together.
This time, the firefighters won. The flames stopped without causing any serious injuries or property damage. A tough victory in what is turning out to be the busiest fire season in South Jersey in over a decade.
We've had close to 200 fires in the South Jersey area this July, as opposed to 10 last year.
But even as this fire was being controlled, fire officials spotted another blaze about a mile away. It had been deliberately set, they say, by an arsonist, and this time it was quickly controlled. And throughout the evening here, a close fire watch will be kept on the main fire. Tomorrow, officials will get into the heart of it and begin looking for what the cause was of this blaze that scorched 1,800 acres. That's a live from Atlantic County. We'll go back into you.
Okay, Walt Hunter, thank you. It's now said to be 90% contained. Here's how it looked from Skycam 3 this afternoon. As you're about to see, it's a big improvement from yesterday. Nevertheless, flames destroyed almost 1,800 acres and took an unknown toll on wildlife. But thanks to desperate efforts by firefighters, no houses or major buildings were lost, and there aren't any serious injuries. More than 100 people forced from their homes yesterday returned today. There are
over at a fire that has burned 2,000 acres in the New Jersey Pine Barrens. This is the way it looked at the Wharton State Forest today in Mullica Township. The blaze is now 90% contained and close to being declared under control. By 3 this afternoon, officials were letting 100 residents return to their homes. The good news is that no homes were damaged. Authorities still don't know what sparked the blaze. Philadelphia firefighters went underground.
Erie residents are returning to their homes after being forced out by the stubborn forest fire. Chopper 10 tonight over a section of the affected Pine Barrens in Atlantic County. Late today, officials said the widespread fire was 90% under control. A relatively windless day helped crews snuff out that blaze. The last remnants of the fire were still burning today in the Wharton State Forest. News 10 on that smoky scene. The fire came very close to the Totem Village community in Atlantic County. Families who were told to leave came back today to see just how close they came to losing their homes.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I just thank God it's still here when we got back this morning.
The recent fire has eaten about 1,800 acres of prime forest land in central Jersey. Incredibly, no homes are reported damaged, and only one firefighter suffered minor injuries.
It has been burning for more than 25 hours, and it's still smoldering right now. It's charred nearly 2,000 acres in Wharton State Forest, but thankfully it has spared the homes dangerously close to its path.
Susan Bueller has the story on the fire from Mullica Township.
This is the charred remains of a stubborn forest fire in the Wharton State Forest. This afternoon, nearly 24 hours after it started, planes loaded with water tried to douse the remaining flames.
Just a phenomenal sight from up here right above.
The fire broke out in Mullica Township and quickly spread through 1,800 acres of the New Jersey Pinelands. 100 people were evacuated from a housing development. Today, residents of Totem Village are feeling lucky they still have homes.
We was getting all the debris, like the branches, and that's what they were scared about, you know, if they would land on the homes or, you know. So it was really scary. You know, we didn't know if we was going to have homes tomorrow or not.
It's hard to lose something that you work for so hard and lose them in a minute.
To save the homes, firefighters worked until 4 o'clock in the morning. In all, 400 volunteers from 4 South Jersey counties battled the blaze. The weather made the fire difficult to contain.
The winds were very hard, were making it difficult for us to control the fire, and we're getting spot fires out ahead of the head fire, and that's what the winds was a major factor, and the dry weather we've been having.
The New Jersey Forest Service has pinpointed exactly where the fire started, but it has not determined the cause. Firefighters say this is one of the fastest moving fires they have ever battled in the Pinelands. In Mullica Township, New Jersey, Susan Bueller, Fox News.
Now to the weather.
Starting tomorrow. Fire in the Pine Barrens, even though it continues to smolder. The blaze charred about 1,800 acres in Washington State Forest. It's been burning since Tuesday. At one point, nearby residents were forced out of their homes because the fire threatened to spread. Tonight, firefighters are still cooling off some of the hot spots in a swampy area.
The opening passenger were killed. The driver of the
plants like it better when the air is humid. On a dry day, evaporation is at a maximum. Shrubs, trees, and flowers are losing their moisture through their leaves and through the soil faster than ever. But the humidity cuts the evaporation. Plants need to pull in less water through their roots. And even though we had a lot of rain last week, we're still nearly 2 inches below normal for the month of July. And of course, July ends today. And nearly 7 inches shy on rain for the entire year. So we say
in spots, firefighters have the upper hand now. Governor Christie Whitman stopped in Batsto Village, Atlantic County today to thank firefighters for a job well done. The fire began Thursday in woods just west of Batsto and scorched about 1,800 acres. The cause has yet to be...
A police car. Watch as the pickup truck tries to go through a red light, but instead is slammed by a tractor trailer. The 2 suspects died in the accident. The truck driver suffered minor injuries. The suspects were trying to get away after allegedly stealing a lawnmower. After burning for 3 days and charring hundreds of acres, the fire in the New Jersey Pinelands has finally been contained. The fire, as seen from Skycam 3, started in the Wharton State Forest in Mullica Township on Tuesday. The dry weather and windy conditions fueled the blaze as it burned over 1,800 acres. Fortunately, no homes were destroyed and no one was seriously hurt. The day
has now been contained, but that does not mean the fire is under control. This was the scene as you see from Skyfox when the fire ignited on Tuesday. Firefighters will continue to cool off the hot spots for at least another 2 weeks. The New Jersey Pine Barrens fire charred almost 2,000 acres, forcing the evacuation of about 100 homes in Mullica Township.
An inmate at
had only 2.38, so we're about 1.77 inches short for July. 90 degrees or above for the month of July. We should see 8. We had, class, 12. It's been a hot July. Last July we had El Zippo. All right, let's...
About over with. We're 2 inches below normal. Hello, eye test time. And for the year, we're almost 7 inches below normal. So despite the fact we had a decent rainfall, yes, can they get any smaller? Despite the fact we had some rainfall, we need some more. High pressure here.
2 teenagers are dead after their car slammed into a tree during a police chase. It happened early this morning in West Whiteland Township, Chester County. Police say a patrol car pulled over the teens on Township Line Road.
Yukon police know that they came out of an area that is closed and has also been the scene of a lot of thefts recently. And that gave the officer probable cause to stop this vehicle to see what they were doing in there at 10 minutes of 3 in the morning.
When asked for ID, police say the driver, 16-year-old Brian Sherwood, sped off. Investigators say the chase lasted less than a mile. Sherwood was killed, along with passenger 15-year-old Brian Todd. 2 other passengers are hospitalized. Police say Sherwood was driving 50 in a 25-mile-per-hour zone at the time of this accident. The car had been taken from one of the teens' parents. None of the teens was licensed to drive. Passengers aboard the ill-fated Black History bus tour have said the driver fell asleep just before the crash. 1 person was killed and 34 other passengers were hurt yesterday when the vehicle plunged into the river off of I-95 in Virginia. Investigators have said there were no skid marks left to indicate the driver tried to brake before the crash. Christopher